Welcome to Clement's Family Farm. All right, all you homesteaders, I don't know what you do as a side hustle. I say side hustle, but this is one of my main sources of income. I fix and repair horse trailers. I do metal fabrication and welding. On top of my vanilla and everything I do a lot of vanilla extract, but RVs is one of those things. I typically don't do whole roof repairs, but this one I am going to do a whole roof repair. This client is getting ready to take this on a road trip, and it's a business thing for them. They're going to wrap their business company logo around the sides. So I'm going to prep the sides for the wrapping job. I'm also going to paint the lower half and kind of go through the mechanicals of this whole thing and make sure it's roadworthy for them. I got a brake that I got to do on it, on the drive shaft. Some wiring I did. But yeah, all you RVers, I'm seeing a lot of this, the leaky roofs, and I've seen some of them come in being repaired from professional RV dealerships that do this for a living, and I'm very disappointed. Very, very, very crappy workmanship or prep work. I don't know if they're just putting just laborers on it and not giving them any guidance, but yeah, the craftsmanship that they're doing is very disappointing. Anyway, maybe I can show you guys that want to repair your RV yourself a little bit of the prep work that I do, because I'm a stickler about it, and this is going to make all the difference in the world. So let me take you up top and show you. The roof looks pretty clean now. I'll cut in some pictures of what the roof looked like before right here. A little bit of before and after shots as I was doing it. So the first thing I did is I pressure wash. I don't use a straight jet on it. I use a fan pressure wash so you don't poke any holes in this. But I did a pressure wash. At the same time I pressure washed, I used a soap agent, a foaming soap agent, and a scrub brush, and scrubbed everything really good. So it came out pretty good, but that still only gets a little bit. There's still residue. These things get really chalky. Some of you RVers know what I mean. The sides get super chalky if they haven't been waxed or anything. But anyway, even these roofs get that way, and some of this plastic gets a little chalky. But I've already removed the sealant from here, and some of the sealant I don't remove, but I do pick at it and probe at it and cut at it. Anything that's lifting, sometimes there's a little hole in it and water gets inside there, so I'm poking and trying to find out all that. But then I came back, once I did that with the removing the old sealant, because this had dirt underneath of it. This whole seam right here had dirt underneath of it and water. So that tells you that the sealant wasn't doing a very good job in between these two. So one of the biggest things I do after I get all the sealant up is I come back and I spray detergent on here. So I use Dawn dish soap. Sometimes if I got Purple Power, it's a concentrated detergent for engine degreaser. If I have that, no big deal. If I don't have it, no big deal. But Dawn dish soap is one of the biggest things that I use because it's an all-around degreaser cleaner, and it doesn't leave a residue. Some of these soaps will leave a residue, and you don't want that. But Dawn dish soap, Purple Power if you've got it, and a little bit of bleach. The reason why I use the bleach is because there's mold, and then there's also moss. There's a black moss that grows on these things. You go up on top of your RV, a lot of you RV owners will know this. Almost any trailer, there's black spots or black residue up there, and that's the mold and moss growing on top of these things. So that's the reason why I use the bleach. It helps kill that. But anyway, I spray that on. I've got a little two gallon Hudson sprayer. I fill it up with the water and the detergent. And as I'm going through and peeling off all the sealant, I spray that detergent down, and I just work my way from the front to the back, and I scrub it with a Scotch-Brite. I use the green Scotch-Brite because it's kind of like sandpaper, and I go in there with the detergent and that Scotch-Brite. It roughens it up. It takes off any of the loose stuff that I can't see. It also pulls up all that chalkiness that's on this roof. I'll show some pictures of my scrubbing, because you'll see it foam up and actually lift up this colorant and all the chalkiness that's going to be left behind. And when I'm done finished, I spray it off with some fresh water, and I do that all the way down. I get around the air conditioners, all these antennas, the wires, everything, and then I gotta let it dry. I don't want any water underneath all these ridges and stuff, so I can either use my air compressor, but a can of air that you use for your computer, I'll keep that with me, and then as I go through, I'll spray the air up underneath all these ridges and seams and make sure there's no water, and if there's any place I missed. But at first glance of this roof, it looked incredible. It didn't look like there was any holes in it. But after I did the first pressure wash and scrubbing, I saw a bunch of little pinholes. So there's some right here. I don't know if you can see that or not. All these little black spots, that's the rubber membrane underneath. And underneath that is the wood base that's on this roof. So this is a walk-on roof, so it's got a wood base. There's ribs that go back and forth and a plywood underneath. But right here along the edge where the wood attaches to, there's ribs, and it's where all these ribs are, it's bulging out and they're cracking. Some of them are even ripped, and you may not even see the leak on these RVs. But what happens is the water goes down in the walls and will actually travel down the wall and then into the floor and start rotting out the floorboards and then the sides. So you may not even see a leak in your roof where the roof meets your wall, because it'll travel down the side and go down to the bottom. I could see it on the other side of this RV. Where it did travel down the wall, I could see the bulging on the side, and that's all rot. That's all water rot or swelling from years of leaking. But we're gonna cover those up and make sure it doesn't do it anymore and save what's left. I'll tell you, the roof looks incredible now that I've got it all scrubbed and cleaned, but there are some issues with it, and yeah. Hopefully we take care of that now. I'll see how far I get today. I'm gonna pull out my other camera and do a time lapse on it and show you what I'm doing. See you in a little bit. All right, I just gotta show you my view right now, because who's gonna hate this view? Don't look at all my junk in the back. Hopefully that sun doesn't drown it out. Yeah, so I'm kind of out in the sticks. Alright, I'm done for today. And did I tell you how much I don't like heights? So this is giving me the heebie-jeebies. Yeah, I don't like being up here. So most of the time I'm on my belly or on my knees. So I wanted to show you what I cut in already. So I start from the front and I work my way to the back. And as I go, I mask off everything that I'm gonna do, and then I cut in. Because I'm gonna come back and roll this. I'm gonna roll it twice. I'm gonna do 2 coats on this. But I wanted to cut in everything first around all the antennas. Let me show you that. Alright, so I got around the air conditioner here, out as far as my roller can go, so I won't hit it. And then I got around the satellite antenna and then the regular TV antenna. And then up there where the plastic meets the actual roof top, got that all masked off. And I don't know if you saw me using some filler in the tube, but any of the big holes, I use the filler to fill in and then put over the rubber coat over that. So the rubber coat is pretty thin. Well, it's thick, but it's pretty thin. It's not like a silicone or a mastic or something like that. So if there's a hole or something, it's going to run down into the hole. So you have to be real cautious. So all the holes I use a filler and fill up all those holes, let it dry, and then I'll come back and do the rubber coating over the top of that. Yeah, all those cuts on the side, I did that. And then I got these antennas here. So I didn't finish up over there. I ran out of material, ran out of the rubber coating, but I did mask everything off and finished out this way. You can see my scaffolding here. So my scaffolding is only 10 feet long. So I got to keep moving it down to get it. It's hard when you're by yourself. But anyway, there's a better look. You're going to get bugs in it, but it lays down pretty nice. It's self-leveling. And I went back as far as I could. I got to move my scaffolding down and then get the rest of that. But that's tomorrow. My materials should be here. So anyway, that concludes for today. I will pick this up again tomorrow. So if you're not a subscriber, subscribe, like, and hit the notification button up there. That way you get the updated videos. Because I'm going to post these as I keep going, and you can stay up to date on this RV. Alright, we'll see you on the next video.